What's going on, everybody? Dank Jank here, and we're gonna do something a little different today. My son is unfortunately sick with strep right now, so he's on the mend. He's got the medicine he needs, was to the doctor, everything like that. Just needs some bed rest, get through his meds, and he'll be better. And then we'll get back to our Bloomborough limited best 3 out of 5 challenge. If you haven't seen the video, I'll try to post the link or something popping up somewhere here. Anyway, 1-0 for me. Good start, because after the last one, we did Karloff, Murders of Karloff, and he whooped me 3-0 in that limited set. So again, if you're not familiar, me and my son, we enjoy buying boxes. We open packs just to see what kind of pulls we get. When we get to the bottom 12, we do a 6 for 6 limited draft challenge, essentially doing a pre-release, battle it out best 3 out of 5. Sometimes there's a prize, like what we did with Morrowind. All those videos are already posted. And then we did battles for the collector booster in a draft night bundle. Anything, I find those draft night bundles were actually really cool for something like that. Just one-on-one with your son, or how it's meant to be with like 4 people, and then you duke it out for the collector booster. Anyway, neither here nor there. What we're doing today is I'm just going to be going through this deck I just built. I recently pulled Helga, Skittish Seer, as we can see right here. And I really like her. I think she's super cool, very versatile. And I had a lot of fun making that one. As you can see, Sarah's some of my other ones. Ansreg, I just built that one the other day. I pulled Ansreg from Karloff, as I mentioned before, and built that deck up. That's technically a bracket 2, but it's got like 3 different ways to get extra combats, and I'll tell you, it's gross. It's pretty nasty. It won very quickly. And then I have my Alayla deck, which is very nice. Lewin, I am working on that one. It is fun. I like Lewin as a 2-drop commander. And it's got a lot of graveyard recursion. Obviously, it's a Golgari deck. Aowen, I'm dying to try that one out in person or on Spell Table here soon. It is a bracket 4. It's got a ton of combos. It's really mean. And then these are my older ones that I haven't really done anything with. I do have this deck still. I just never put it out public. It's really fun. Got rid of that one. Picked some out of that one. Oh yeah, found good old Gamble today. I was looking through some of my decks, and in this Wick, the World Mind one, I pulled out Gamble. It's like, oh wow, okay, well, how long's that been in there? Might put that in that one. Might put it in Ansreg. I don't know. I don't know how to do it at bracket 3. It's fun at bracket 2. It's pretty strong. Anyway, we're here about Helga. So let's get into Helga. This is my Helga build. This is the cards that I have. This is not a like a deck test or anything like that. No proxies. This is physical cards that I have. So let's go through it, and then if anyone sees any improvements that could be made, anything like that, please feel free to drop some ideas down in the comments. I'm always up and open for any sort of help, because, you know, one of my monikers is I'm bad at Magic, but I do love it. So again, let's go through it here. Again, we've got Helga, and then let's just see, is there a better way for me to view as grid? Yeah, there we go. That's better. So then there's a lot of blinking in this deck. There's a lot of blink mechanic I have. So you can see we've got the Deadeye Navigator, Gossip's Talent, the Lily Splash, Splash Portal. Those are just specific individual blinking ones. Double Major, copy target creature spell you control, except it isn't legendary if the spell is legendary. I recommend anybody with a Simic, anything with blue-green, get Double Major. Fantastic card. Lots of counters in this one. I'm going to take advantage of it. So we've got +1/+1 counters on these ones. This is a counter target spell. This is an old interrupt. Counter target instant, interrupt, or sorcery spell unless its caster pays an additional 1 and draw a card. So it's only really for like countering counters, instants. So instant spell, a counter being an interrupt, and then sorceries. The Galloping Lizrog goes well in this, and that's from Ravnica Allegiance. That has some really good synergy with Bloomborough. Nyxborn Hydra goes well with Helga because it's an X creature. And then I find Bloomborough stuff goes well together. So I do have Paw Patch Recruit, because a creature, whenever something gets targeted with a spell or an ability, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature I control other than that creature. So it's kind of like group hugging your own stuff. Quench, great card. Spell Snare, also great card. 3-Tree Scribe. Whenever another creature leaves the battlefield without dying, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So then there's not really any category for these yet. This should technically, I'm gonna put this in counters, but this is the Glenelendra Guardian, where it has -1/-1 counters on it, but you remove a counter from the spell. So you can load this thing up with +1/+1 counters, pay 1 in a blue, and counter target non-creature spell. Its controller draws a card. Anyways. And then Kinscare Sentry I really liked. Lifeling's always great, but whenever it attacks, you may put a creature card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield without attacking. Once we have a lot of tokens, if we get a lot of offspring with the creatures from Bloomburrow, drop this out there, get this thing attacking. I mean, you're going to have the ability to drop some big spells. And one of the things with Helga is you get her procs from doing creatures that are mana 4 or greater. So there's a lot of big spells in this one. And then for lots of draw, lots of ways to draw. That was very important. Like if you don't have card draw, what do you got? This goes well with Helga, Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So you got some big stuff out there. This is a fun one too. It's got adapt 4, so you can make it really big and mean, and then you can start moving counters around with other things. This is a great card. Seen a lot of that in Pro Tour this year, I do believe. And yeah, so yeah, these are just all the draw ones I have. This is an instant. It's just another blink spell, but they don't. Again, I don't know why it takes so long to get these things categorized. Now let's go through my land base. I got 35 lands. And these are all lands I have. And I've pulled a lot of these recently. But it is an expensive land base at $112. But you can see here, Guildgate, Balam, Botanical Plaza, Botanical Sanctum, Breeding Pool. Breeding Pool, that's not the right printing. It doesn't say that I have it here because I don't update my Architect inventory. But I have the Breeding Pool from Ravnica Allegiance, because we also did a Ravnica Allegiance limited series. Check my videos out for that as well. Yes, you can see Dreamroot, nothing special. Exotic Orchard, nothing special. I don't actually have those lands. It's just what it chose. I did pull that. Love that card. Hedge Maze. Hallowed Fountain. Got that as well. We pulled a lot of Surveil lands. Surveil lands and Shock lands. Urban Retreat. Nice band card there. I did have some other ones, but I don't know where they went. Three Tree City. I pulled that one out of Bloomburrow. Super stoked to get that. Yeah, so that's the land base. You can kind of see there. So I thought it was pretty solid. Planeswalker in there. We got a Johnny. Just again, it helps with getting more creatures on the board, and then that can help with Kinscare Sentry. I'm trying to go with a little bit of synergy here. And then this one I found, it's like a Ghostly Prison or a Propaganda, but in a creature. So the Archon of Absolution, protection from white, flying obviously. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. That's exactly what Propaganda is. That's exactly what Ghostly Prison is. Dawn's Truce, pulled that one too. Love that card. Lightning Greaves, Root Snare is great. Out of Ravnica, 2 mana, instant, prevent all combat damage that we dealt this turn. Like, it's just snap that out there if you got it. Awesome. Shield of the Oversoul. This is from Shadowmoor. I got it from Mystery Booster, I do believe. But check that one out. Enchant creature, right? Cool, great. For 2 and a white or a green hybrid mana. As long as enchanted creature is green, it gets +1/+1 and is indestructible. As long as enchanted creature is white, it gets +1/+1 and has flying. So this is good to get onto Helga, because Helga's both those things, so it gets +2/+2, flying, and indestructible. And then you can tap it to add 4 mana, 3 mana at that point, because I think Helga's a 1/3. And then you can that's where you can start using that for X spells or for creatures with mana value 4 or greater. Teferi, just because I want to mess around with people and make them not counter my stuff. That's pretty much it. Valley Flood Caller. Again, this just gives you non-creature spells as though they had flash. Like you can't beat that whenever you cast non-creature. Birds, frogs, otters, rats. Like I've got birds, I've got frogs. I think I have a couple otters. Yeah, Arcane Signet, obviously. Azorius Locket, Bloom Tender, pulled Bloom Tender, Bloomvine Regent, Clement, Kellen, Inquisitive Prodigy. This is a great card. I don't like it's cheap, but it's got a lot. Investigate. You may play an additional land this turn, and then you get to cast Kellen from exile. Let's go. Lotus Petal, Simic Sid, Locket, Simic Signet, Smothering Tithe. We pulled that from. That is not the right version. We have the one from Ravnica, Allegiance. Now, is that a promo? Is that why that one's different? Because we don't have the promo. We just have the regular old version. We pulled that. We pulled that. Man, my son was so stoked when we pulled that. We have that video. We have that short up, and I wish it did better because like his reaction was so genuine when we pulled that Smothering Tithe. Soul Ring, obviously Timeless Dragon, mainly for the plane cycling and then to eternalize it, to be honest with you. And Uro, because I can just drop it, get this benefit of whenever, like, unless you have to sack it unless it's escaped. So whenever it ETBs or attacks, gain 3 life, draw a card, and then you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, Elder Giant. Then we've got the Daring Wave Rider. It is a 6 mana CMC, which is like that's a lot. However, you get to cast instant or sorcery from your graveyard, mana value 4 or less without paying its mana cost. So technically you're getting like 10 mana worth of spells for 6. So that's a pretty good payoff, and it's a 4/4, so that hits pretty good. Offer you can't refuse. I've got the Wild Rose Rebellion counterspell. Endless Detour. This one's fun too because it's a good instant for Bant. Owner of target spell, non-land permanent or card in a graveyard, puts it on top or bottom of the library. So you can drop that out. This one too. Love this. Frilled Mystic from, we have the one from Ravnica. Allegiance, not remastered. This one. There we go. Flash. 4 mana. Whenever Frilled Mystic enters the battlefield, you may counter target spell. End. Full stop. Counter target spell. Great. Let's go. So you get a creature out there, flash it in, and you counter a spell. Let's go. Healed's Intervention, because that's just, it's a good one to have in the pocket. Normalize, great card. Splash Lasher, Offspring, and then you can tap and put stun counters on. Wear Down, gift it, and then you can destroy 2 enchantments or artifacts, like 2, so 1 of each. Winnowing, I think that's just a decent card from Lorwyn, especially with the Convoke. And this is a nice stacks piece right here. Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands that player controls. So being a 2 mana early on is a bit of a dick move, but it's fun. Then for tokens, we have a couple of X. We have this X creature here, the Hangerback Walker, Storm Chaser's Talent, Warren War Leader, and then Shared Summons as a tutor card. Carrying on, and then this is just some stuff from my maybe board. This one's one that we also pulled, but we got it from Ravnica. We did not get it from Bloomburrow Commander. And then yeah, these are just good synergistic cards. That's a decent one. And some Valley Might Callers too. I might throw that in there. And Innkeeper's Talent. That's also a great card because it allows you to put a lot of stuff in. So yeah, there's the cost, right? 28 pips, 22 pips, 46 pips. So it's mostly blue. And then I produced 30, 21, and 36. So not bad. Not bad. Not bad. There's my curve, right? Like pretty good curve right there. And I did that off the dome. Like I didn't like, this is just from me, right? Look at the value, like 3, right on the money. And then yeah, there's everything there. We got 35 lands because we got what a huge friggin'. I have almost all of these tokens. No, I have all of them. I definitely have them all. What's that from? After an adventure result, you can place the XL card here. Oh, okay. What? I want one of those. I don't have any of those. I didn't know that existed. Just to keep off on the side. That's cool. Very cool. All right. How do I get back over here? Anyway, so yeah, that's what that is. Very cool. Anyway, thanks for hanging out today. This is, again, my Helga, the Skittish Seer build that I just threw together from my personal collection. This is physical. Every card is already sleeved. It's in a box right now. There it is there. I don't know if you can see it there. There's Helga. So it's all built up, and then those are my like some of my backup cards and other cards that I have in there. But I usually like to put tokens and stuff in there. Anyway, so let's go over. We'll just see Helga one more time. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 4 or greater, you draw a card, gain 1 life, and put a +1/+1 counter on Helga. Fantastic. Then you can tap Helga to add X mana of any one color, where X is Helga's power. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells with mana value 4 or greater, or creature spells with X in their mana costs. So that's pretty much what I built around. Again, please, if you have any suggestions, any comments, questions, anything at all, please drop it down. And don't forget, give a like, subscribe to the channel, and follow along. See how me and my son continue our magic journey, how much he improves, what he learns, and what some other stuff we can get. So again, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate all the love and support. Don't forget, I am bad at magic, but I love it.